Let's talk Lady Vols softball here. Lady Vols, man, right on the cusp of taking down the four-time defending champion Oklahoma. 3-1, 2 outs, and it didn't happen. Walk off, 3-run shot for Oklahoma from Parker off of Pickens, and like I said on the telecast, I mean it's set up for the showdown you want. The pitch was perfect. The pitch was perfect to hit, and that's a tough one. But here's where we got to look at here. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. Here's what we got to look at from the Lady Vols standpoint. To me, top of the seventh, 1 out, bases loaded, and another double play. 3 double plays on the day. This is something that's plagued the men's team numerous times, the baseball team as well. You've got to get runs in, especially when it's the heart of your lineup coming up. And they just didn't get those good swings once they had runners in scoring position along the way. There was one earlier in the game that Coach Weekly didn't send that wonder if maybe she wished she would have sent. Again, there was a review at one point where the Lady Vols runner, I can't remember who it was, hitting was safe. They chose not to review it. Not sure if it would have mattered or not. But the bottom line is, Tennessee plays elimination softball tomorrow night. They do play Florida tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Kind of sucks because it'll conflict with the baseball game. It is what it is. I guess you choose what you want. You go split screen or whatever along the way. After a game like that, a lot of times we see teams, I'm just being honest on it. We've seen these teams that have had these games won. They lose that heartbreaker, and they have that hard time recovering from it. Now, you maybe you get opposite end of the spectrum, they come out fired up and stuff, but I got to think after that. I don't know what we'll see tomorrow night out of this team. Hopefully they'll come out fired up and ready to go. But just looking at history, when we've watched these teams suffer, not just a loss, the type of loss that happened here. It's how it happened. In that you almost had this one. You almost had it won. And then that. I mean, that, the second baseman's a little further right on that. Maybe she fields that ball, goes right off the glove. That's kind of tough on it. Not sure it would have mattered. I mean, that was a good hit up the middle. But, to the walk that started the inning really come back to hurt them as well. Because you had what you wanted. You had 7, 8, and 9 for Oklahoma. And, but just an overall brutal loss. I mean, especially when you've got the 4-time defending champion. You had them on the ropes. And you just couldn't finish that off. I mean, we had numerous times. I mean, you get to your top of the order. Leach was 1 for 4. Pennell was 3 for 4. Dodge was 0 for 2, but had a couple walks, and then you had it your cleanup hitter up with the bases loaded and just couldn't get the job done there. I mean, throughout the lineup too, I mean, there were hits throughout. I mean, Mealer had a couple hits. Clark had a hit. Morgan had a hit as well. It's just the difference. Parker for Oklahoma had 2 home runs. Hit one the first, and then, of course, hits the walk-off at the end. And, like I said, should they have put her on? Maybe at the end, I don't know. But, at the same time, who else would you rather have pitching against her either? I can't blame on that one. And Pickens probably wanted to get her out in that game. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. To me, not a softball connoisseur, not entrepreneur, connoisseur by any means. I watch it some, but that pitch was that was grooved right down the middle. And what they said on the telecast, it was 67. That was just that was not the call, unless it was just the execution of it as well. And I can't imagine with these ladies with Pickens, with Landry for Oklahoma, the amount of pitches. I mean, there has to be fatigue there. Obviously, it's different than baseball but still yet. And then, but these ladies, they'll come back tomorrow, they'll pitch again and go forward with it. I don't know what you really do different if you're Lady Vols, other than you had to drive some runs in when you had the opportunity. And looking at it as well, trying to see if they've got live stats on utsports.com. I don't know how they do it on it. Yeah, they do have live stats. So based on theirs, do they do left on base on here? It doesn't look like they do. No, I mean, they drew 4 walks, only had 2 strikeouts, had 8 hits on the day, and Pickens threw 129 pitches, 76 strikes on it. I mean, intern Oklahoma had 4 walks. Pickens had 8 strikeouts. There, Oklahoma only had 5 hits. 2 of them were Parker, and they were big, or 2. And then Landry for Oklahoma threw 139 pitches, 84 strikes. Both ladies have under 2 ERA, pretty impressive. Pickens 1.10, and then Landry 1.88. So, I mean, this is 2 of your best teams. You knew it was going to be a battle, but gosh, you're the Lady Vols. I mean, you come out and got it 2-0 in the first inning. Oklahoma got one back. You got another run in the third, and you just felt like you had opportunities. You had opportunities there that they just could not capitalize on along the way. And, there's a difference. You would have went and played Texas. You're cruising. You're feeling good. Now you go from right on the cusp of having that win to then a 3-run walk-off. That's just brutal. That's brutal, but that's, they say the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. It was there. I mean, hats off to Oklahoma. They show why they're the champion. You never count the champion out until they're done. And now Oklahoma moves on to play Texas. Tennessee plays Florida tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It is an elimination game. Can this Lady Vols team recover from just a brutal loss? I mean, there's no other way for me to put that one. It just isn't. But I have more content coming this evening. I released one about the Lady Vols softball earlier. They've picked up 3 girls out of the portal, really good pickups. Did one Tennessee basketball with it as well. Probably the timing, not the greatest on when released, but got to release when I can on those. And I want to talk some Tennessee baseball as they have set their rotation for the weekend, it looks like, or at least where they're starting out. So we'll discuss that later on as well. You guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Got to remember not to confuse that with Friday. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Channel memberships, channel Patreon, super thanks, bottom right-hand corner. All those are greatly appreciated. Go to help support the channel as well. But you guys have a good one. I'll talk at you later, and I'll see you when I see you.